Hey there, code warriors. Are you ready to 10x your software development skills? A 10x developer is a developer that writes code faster, but maintains the quality of the code that they produce. We all know that we can write code very fast, but it usually means that it's filled with bugs. And becoming a 10x developer isn't just about working harder. As we like to say, it's also about working smarter. And that's where AI comes in. One of the most popular ways nowadays to use AI to become a better developer is to use AI-powered code completion. GitHub popularized this with their Copilot software. There are also other softwares available on the market, but basically code completion tool allows you to complete code which is contextual to your file or to your project. These tools have gotten way better in the past year or so. I tried Copilot when it came out and I wasn't too impressed with it. And you got to be aware that these tools are trained on publicly available data. So they're obviously going to be very good with languages that are more popular or that have been on the market for a longer period of time, let's say Python or PHP or JavaScript. But for technologies and languages that we started using in more recent times, unfortunately, they still don't have enough training data in those models to make them as good as they are for these other languages. Other popular tools similar to GitHub Copilot are Tabnine and Kite, and these tools integrate seamlessly with your favorite IDE, such as Visual Studio Code, JetBrains, Sublime Text. Another area where AI can drastically improve your performance is debugging and automating tests for your code. AI-powered tools can now automatically generate test cases for your code and also run those tests for you, ensuring that you have a comprehensive coverage of everything that you need to test in your project. Now, when it comes to debugging, AI can also analyze your code and also provide suggestions for how to fix the bugs that you've created. Some of the code completion tools that are on the market also offer this type of functionality. Now, tools like Mabl, Testim, and Sealights use AI to automate your testing and debugging processes. They can generate and maintain test cases. They can identify bad tests. It even prioritize test execution based on risk and impact. Next in becoming a 10x software developer is AI-assisted code reviews. In our company, in our business, we see that code reviews take up a huge amount of time, especially to senior and lead developers. Now, of course, this varies from company to company and the structure of the development teams, but code reviews are a critical part of making sure that the quality of the code is high and up to the company standards. And these code reviews can sometimes take up a lot of time. The senior or lead developer, they need to get in, see what the code that was written is, understand it, give feedback, then explain the feedback. Then after there's been a fix, they need to check if the fix is good enough and has followed the feedback. So it's a long process that could take up a lot of time. With AI-powered tools, you can automatically detect potential errors, style issues, vulnerabilities, and bad practices that someone has used and has submitted for code review. They can also provide suggestions for following the best practices and how to fix the issues. Some of the more popular tools on the market are DeepCode, CodeGuru, and SonarCloud. Now, one of my favorite topics when it comes to becoming a better developer by using AI is AI-assisted generation of documentation for your code. I'm not sure if this is only the developers that I know or the developers that I've met throughout my career, but I've yet to see a software developer that likes writing documentation. And I think the power of AI lies in exactly that, solving problems that we as humans don't want to focus on and just focusing on the stuff that's exciting and the stuff that we actually want to do. Using AI-powered tools for writing your documentation, I think, is basically a no-brainer. Writing documentation is important because that's how you communicate with the rest of the world, what your code does, how to run your code, how to compile your code, and everything else that someone needs to know before they can work together with you on a project. Another great usage of these tools is that they can generate API documentation, they can generate user manuals, and all these other not very exciting things that you have to do as a software developer. And these tools become especially powerful when you need to make changes in your code because they enable the ability to automatically update documentation where it needs to be updated based on the changes that you made within your code. Because otherwise you have to do it manually, you forget, or it takes up a lot of your time. Some of the more popular tools that are on the market are Docusaurus, README, and Swim. You can use them to automatically generate and maintain comprehensive documentation for your projects. They can all create API references, user guides, and everything else in between. Now, another area I find myself really excited about is time and project management. As a 10x developer, one of the most important things you need to think about is task management and project management. Especially if you work in a bigger team, making sure that your tasks are well documented, the statuses are on track, and everything is within the scope of the project, is within budget. There's no resource leaks anywhere. As a business owner and as a manager, this really gets me excited because this is something that we are now implementing into our process and making sure our developers are up to speed with what's going on in this field. There's tools like Clockwise and Reclaim that use AI to automatically schedule and prioritize your tasks and meetings based on your preferences and availability. And they can also suggest optimal times for deep work and help you avoid context switching. This is time management and task management on a personal level. This is something that we actually really struggle with day-to-day basis within our business. Especially when it comes to working remotely, I think this is an even more transparent problem and issue. Now, for project management, AI-powered tools like Forecast can predict project timelines, identify potential bottlenecks, even suggest resource allocation based on historical data and machine learning models. So if this doesn't get you excited about using AI tools in your workflow as a software developer, I don't know what's going to get you excited, because if people hate writing documentation, what software developers hate even more is task management and project management. And if we can just hand this over to the robots, I think we're all going to live in a much better place. And the last very important bit that I want to share on how to become a better developer by using AI is actually not directly related to software development. But as we've discussed multiple times in the previous steps, being a good developer and working in a team is usually about communication. And if there's one thing that AI tools that are on the market nowadays are good at, that's improving your communication skills. We all know about Grammarly and also Textio that are AI tools that you can use to improve your writing, but there's also tools like Gong and Chorus that can join team meetings and help you analyze the way you conduct yourself in those meetings so that you can be a better listener, participate in the meetings better, and just give you great advice on how you can become better at communication and collaboration. That wraps up my list of how to become a 10x software developer. And these are all the tools that I suggest you use in order to get there. And if you follow all the steps and start using all these tools, I think your career is going to look a lot different in the next few months. Let me know what you think. What are the AI tools that you're currently using? What are the things that you're also struggling with and potentially you can solve with AI? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd be happy to hear what you think about this topic. To wrap it all up, if you want to become a 10x developer, you need to stop thinking about how AI is going to replace you or replace software developers in general and start using all these tools that we've mentioned to become better in what you do. Start simple. If you haven't started already, try out some of these code completion tools or some of the test automation tools that are on the market, because this is probably the closest to your current daily job and daily activities as a software developer, and build up from there. And remember, the goal isn't to replace your skills as a developer, but rather to augment them. By leveraging AI, you can focus on the strategic aspects of your job and leave the nitty-bitty details that you don't want to do and actually no developer out there likes doing to AI. If you're excited about becoming a 10x developer, I've put together a comprehensive list that you're going to find in the description of this video. All right, that's a wrap for today's video. As always, Thank you for watching the AppMan show. Thank you for paying attention. See you next video.